Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Brandon Wynn with Critical Failure, and this episode is brought to you all because of UMT Crispy. Thank you for commenting on our last video, the Devil Demon player concept one. I know I got really excited whenever I saw that, so thank you. This is the elf video that he asked us for, into which I need to turn this around. Actually, I need to turn the page back, but thank you so much for commenting. I lit up when I found that because you're literally our second comment, so thank you. I need to keep turning. But you asked for the elf video, into which we're going to bring it. I hope I cover what you want in this video, because this is going to be more of the aspects of how I play them, how I run them. I'm going to go through their statistics at some point. I don't have the Eladrin statistics on me, sadly. I don't. I completely forgot to look that up because I think they're in Mordenkainen's, but sadly Ed has Mordenkainen's, he has Xanathar's. On my phone I have Volo's guide, I have the player's handbook, and I have the DM's guide, but they're not in those. I know that for a fact. But I'm going to go through the character statistics first for the standard race and then the sub races, except Eladrin. I went through D&D Beyond a little bit to do a little bit of reading up on these things, and then I went to the player's handbook because the player's handbook had the drow, which is weird that D&D Beyond didn't have that on it without having to buy the player's handbook, I think. But for the standard elf, it is a +2 to Dex. You have a base walking speed of 30. Your vision, your dark vision is 60 feet. Remember that it's you see it as if it's dim light for bright light for 60 feet, and then dim light for another 30. Sorry about that. And then you have Fey Ancestry. No, I'm wrong. I'm going to continue with Fey Ancestry. You have Fey Ancestry, which gives you advantages on saving throws against being charmed. You have you're immune to falling asleep through magic, so you can't be put to sleep using magic. You have Keen Senses, which gives you proficiency in perception. So, you know, if you're gonna like try and do a skill monkey and, you know, be a rogue, and I know perception's on there, you can just skip perception, because you know what, you got 5 right there. And if you do a custom class, which custom background, sorry, you can put 2 of your own choice on there, because that is an optional rule. I know someone who I played with that didn't like that, so screw you. Custom backgrounds are great. But yeah, on to the sub races. High Elf. The High Elf gives you a +2 to Dex if you play through how we do, and you get a +1 to Intelligence. Now, if you're trying to go for more of a Thalmor from Skyrim type of thing, this is great for you. Trying to be like a Warcaster or a Wizard / Sorcerer, even though this is more working for Wizard. I think Wizard's Intelligence. If you were to play this race, the High Elf, it's really good because, one, you get an extra language. So I would say if your DM likes to throw in hobgoblins, make it goblinoid. Hobgoblins speak goblinoid, and you know what? Hobgoblins really freaking hate elves of any sort. They're going to go out of the way to kill the elf, literally avoiding everyone else but your character. Take goblinoid. That's what I would do. Again, if your DM puts hobgoblins in his campaign. But for the race perks, you get elf weapon training, which gives you proficiency with long swords, short bows, and long bows. Really good for rogues, really good for rangers, fighters, and stuff like that, because you already get the proficiency in that. I think like fighters and other classes already give it to you, so you know, if you get all martial weapons, you're good. So that doesn't really matter, but that's pretty cool. Anyways, you get a cantrip from the wizard spell list, and the casting is Intelligence. That's really cool, because if you do this really intelligently, sorry, pardon the pun, I didn't think about that, but if you do this right, like, and you get Magic Initiate, you get 3 spells in total before you even choose your other 2 cantrips. and then you choose the 2 for first level, and you got 5 right out of the gate. And then when you finish leveling up, you'll have 7. I'm pretty sure there are other things out there that give you more cantrips besides magical spells, but not magical spells, magical items. So, you know, having 7 before, I think it's like before level 10, like cantrips, that's pretty cool. You take a few, like, I think if you take like 1 defensive and then a couple like aid ones, not like healing aid, but like helping others or something like that, and then taking a couple combat ones, that'd be pretty cool, like Eldritch Blast. 4d10 damage would be cool. But yeah, that's pretty freaking cool. Then there's Elf Weapon Training. Sorry, that's already did Elf Weapon Training, and I accidentally skipped down to the Wood Elf. But yeah, like, this class would be great for like a if you take Warcaster, which if I'm correct, please correct me, whoever, if I'm correct, you get advantage on saves when you're attacked doing a concentration spell. That's what I think it is. I honestly never looked at it. I think it's something like that. But yeah, I'm not very sure. I should go look that up right after this video. But then there's the Wood Elf. You get a +2 to Dex, and you get a +1 to Wisdom. That's really good because, you know, Perception. You know, you already got proficiency with Perception, so bada bing, bada boom, you got a +1 to that. Even though it might not give you an actual +1, you know, if you got a 17 in your Wisdom, and this is if you roll our way, into which we said in that in a previous video, that 18 will literally give you a +1. So, you know, that's very good. You got Elf Weapon Training, which I went through earlier. You got Fleet Foot, or Fleet of Foot. I wrote down as Fleet Foot. But you get a base walking speed of 35, so you're going to be fast. You're going to be Sanic. And then there's a Mask of the Wild, which I found really, really cool. To which you can try and hide even when lightly obscured in any sort of natural occurrence in nature. So essentially, if you see like light foliage, whatever, you know, if there's like a thin bush or something like that around you and you try and hide, you know, you can legitimately do that. And I think that's pretty cool because you can blend in with your surroundings. And then there's the Drow, which you get a +2 to Dex and a +1 to Charisma. Great for being a bard if you want a +1 to Charisma. I find that very funny, imagining a Drow who plays heavy metal, trying to bring that to a D&D universe. But they get superior dark vision, 120 feet dark vision. That's pretty cool because you can see literally 2 times farther than everyone else. And the only bad thing is that you get sunlight sensitivity, so if your DM allows you to try and take that away, do so. Like, I made a complete backstory to get rid of mine. Ed and I talked about it when I was playing as Skyland Law, and we finally got that taken away by essentially saying that I was transported from being an infant to the surface, and I was taken care of by elves because my father had stolen away, gotten conscious, and didn't like the fact that he was being abused and stuff like that in Drow society. So essentially I was living on the surface world my entire life, not knowing the difference, and I've always like had the issue of people saying I was a bad person. Eventually I became a blood hunter, Skyland Law. But sunlight sensitivity, like, I never liked that. Ed doesn't like it because in the Dritz novels, like, even Dritz never really had issues unless it was snowing, if I'm correct. That's what Ed told me. At least that's what I recall from Ed telling me. And you get Drow Weapon Training, which you get proficiency in rapier, short swords, and hand crossbows. So that's really useful upon that self, if you want to choose a class that's useful for those, or just roleplay elements in general. But going on to classes that are great, like, I don't see any class that wouldn't work well with this. Like, Paladins, like, they're highly into keeping their oaths. So even if you're not looking for religion for a Paladin, like, you're going to hurt someone. If you're going for religion, Cleric, because they're highly religious people. If you're trying to go for something like a Rogue, they're already naturally dexterous. Wood Elf right there. Ranger's the same thing under the Wood Elf. like, there's so many classes. There's a wizard, which is great for the high elf. There's a sorcerer, which is great for a high elf. There's the barbarian, which is just great for drow, in my opinion, because of the fact that, like, they're more of the brutal massacring people. The fighter for any of them. Like, there's a lot of classes, and they're all great with it. Like, you could be a wood elf druid, because that makes a lot of sense considering the fact that they're literally native people, or nature people. It's just really cool in general, and I really like it. But I like to talk about how I run them. Like, high elves are usually like the Thalmor. Like, of course, not every character I play it or like that, not play, but like run them are going to act like that. Of course, like, it's just more of the society acts like the Thalmor. They don't like any other race and stuff like that. They're distrusting of them and such. The wood elves are more of the nicer of the three, into which they accept anyone and stuff like that. Even though in D&D Beyond they literally said that they don't trust anyone, but like other elves, and I'm not like that. I think the wood elves would be the most liked by of the elves in Standard and embracing. And then there's a drow. Like, I have drow completely the way it is in D&D, to where they're brutal murders and no one likes them. And even the people above ground who are drow that have a conscience and they don't like what's going on, they still have a lot of harsh criticism, and they deal with a lot of crap. I know Kylan did, and I was completely down with that, but it just kind of depends on how you want to play. UMT Crispy, like, if I never went over what you wanted in this video, please feel free to comment again on this video, ask me what you want, and I'll make another video. But yeah, that's kind of how I run things. Hopefully I went enough into this. I know for a fact that this video was kind of on the back of my mind today, because everything today was a lot of stress for me, but you know, I made it. I tried making it as detailed as I could, and I actually looked up in the player's handbook all this crap. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Nope, that's my Necromancer video script that I actually barely went through. I need to erase this because I wrote this on my Dark Souls one. But yeah, guys, I've been writing a lot for my campaign, which sounds really stupid because I literally wing everything. So my next video may be on my campaign. It may be my Dark Souls video that I talked about on my Instagram. So I'm going to go through a couple more rough drafts on that because I went through a couple. But yeah, I really wish I actually had money so I can get a lot of stuff. I want to kind of do some dice reviews. I want to buy a couple minis so I can do a couple reviews on those. Hero Forge seems like a really cool place that I could get some minis and dice from, but I'm currently broke, so it's going to be hard to review things when you have no money. But oh man, that'd be really cool. Some Hero Forge dice. Not only would I probably use them like in my campaign, I think like Hero Forge dice look absolutely beautiful. Like, I follow their Instagram on the Critical Failure page, and every time I see a Hero Forge mini or thing, I'm just like, damn, that's beautiful. I really wish I had some. But yeah, that was my, again, Dark Souls video script. But this was the elf video. Thank you again, UMT Crispy. I know you have like a little face in between your name, but I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. But thank you again. Thank you, all of you who watch this, and I hope that you guys have a great day or night, because I'm literally doing this at night. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go to our Instagram channel, and please like and follow us there. I have to legitimately set up our Patreon to where I can find out how to put a link to it, but once I can, you know, I can start doing that. Go follow us and like us on our Patreon. Don't be afraid, you know, all that things, because we did that in our earlier videos and I tried to link it and it was horrible. But once I actually can link it, I'm going to be doing that. So if any of you got any help with that, that'd be great. If I never answered some of your things and you were looking more of the lore of the, like, actual lore of these things, definitely go check out AJ Pickett's video of the Elf. He got his most recent one, which I think is the only one. I'm not sure. I've watched most of his videos, but you should definitely check out his channel. He does a lot of lore. I've talked to him a couple times. He's a really great guy. He does really good stuff. You should definitely like and follow his channel. He does really good stuff. But thank you again, UMT Crispy. Man, this video was just weird because I literally recorded this once before, was like 25 minutes, and I went on 5 different tangents, mostly of me repeating myself. But I hope you guys have a great day. Again, comment below what you guys want me and Edward to try and do for video ideas. Thank you, UMT Crispy, for giving me the idea to actually go do this video, because I completely forgot about thinking that we went through it. So thank you. Again, might have a partial campaign video for you, or my Dark Souls player character one, because holy crap, trying to put Dark Souls into D&D is difficult, because that's going to be a lot of weird homebrewing as a DM, and then having to try and make it to where you have a stamina bar, which I'm probably not going to do. But that was an idea that I was trying to think of. But yeah, already have some of the class ideas for that video, so I might not do that. I might wait a couple videos to do the Dark Souls video, but if I do that, I'm going to make my campaign video for the next video unless I have another idea. So thank you again, guys. Bye-bye.